Hi guys, it's Penelope in London. We're going to look at a few different aspects. I made a video on a chart update yesterday and we looked a little bit of Lilith, which is really fascinating. There are 4 Liliths in astrology, different types, and I've been studying that. And we have an asteroid Lilith, and then we have Black Moon Lilith, which is more to do with the shadow. But today we're looking at a few different aspects. We're going to look at what Mars is meaning in Taurus, because it's there for a bit more time. I'll show you on solar fire in a moment. See this here, you can go to AstroSeek and you can get your own chart from this site. So astroseek/seek.com, see there, astro/seek.com. And if you put in your details, you can see here, natal chart, and then it will show up a chart like this, and then you can look at transits. So my chart at the moment, we've had Mercury go retrograde, it's stationed, and if we look at Mercury here, it's in retrograde now. It's at 26 degrees retrograde, and you can see the R at this point here. You can see where I'm pointing here. So that's going to go back and what I'll show you on the chart again, it's going to be there now until the mid-March in the sign of Aquarius, because it's going to go retrograde. So it's where we rewind, review, and relax as well. Relax, rewind, review, and research if you need to, but you can sort of get things done that maybe you were overlooking or that were overlooked, and you need to get on with them. So it's a time where we can move forward as well. So Mercury retrograde is never anything to fear. The aspects that I've got also, you can see that I've got Uranus moving through my 6th house. So all of these planets, the collective chart is on the outside of the wheel, and on the inside of the wheel are my natal planets. So you can see there I've got Pluto conjunct Uranus, and then I've got Jupiter in Cancer. That's in Virgo, by the way, up there. And you can see the moon has just gone over Pluto for me. And when that happens, we can get emotional, and it's to do with the aspects of childhood as well. Maybe memories come up, and our upbringing, parental roles and such like. And then we've got the south node, which is past life, and the north node, which is this life. Mine is in Gemini here, sorry, in the sign of Taurus here. So what you can see is the birth planets on this system of AstroSeek. So you can see the degree. So my sun is in Gemini, 0 degrees 16, moon is 17 Gemini, and Mercury is 23 Taurus. And then I've got Venus in Aries, Mars in Taurus, and also Jupiter Cancer, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in the sign of Virgo, and then Neptune in the sign of Scorpio, and then Pluto Virgo. So the Pluto is a generational thing, because the Pluto takes 240 years to move around the chart, and it's in its last degrees of the sign of Capricorn, and it will be leaving Capricorn in 2023. Then it will retrograde back slightly, and then it will move into Aquarius until 2044. And what I'm going to show you now is also below, you can see the aspects that are going on for you. I've got for the next couple of years, I feel very blessed that my Pluto is got some really beautiful sextiles and trines going on, and a spiritual thing there, the biquintal, and then trine, and then it shows you what each planet is doing, the transiting planet to your natal planet, to your birth planet. So you've got your transit to your birth planet and the aspects. So you could learn about what aspects mean, and then you can learn what the planets mean. If you want help with astrology, then I look at that as well. You can follow my videos. And then we've got Mars. I've got Mars trining my Pluto at the moment. So I've got Mars is doing something nice. But where I'm struggling a bit at the moment is that Mercury's gone retrograde, and it's already done this. But I've got Mercury squaring my ascendant. It's squaring my south node, my north node. So I can see that, there's a lot going on there around thinking for me at the moment. Mercury square the sun. So then what you would do is you would look up each aspect, to understand where you're at. And the house is really important. So if we look, my Mercury has gone retrograde in the 3rd house for me. So now let's share the solar fire. I'm going to change screens to the emanated page. And this is United Kingdom chart, but, basically the planets are all going to be the same degrees wherever we are right now, all of us on planet Earth. So the sun right now is 12 degrees of Aquarius, and that's square to Mars. You can see Mars is 12 degrees, so that's 90 degrees. And then we've got the sun conjunct Jupiter, which is very, it's quite beneficial to us. And then we've got the moon, which moves quite quickly in conjunct to Mercury. So our emotions and Mercury, there's something going on here that we can't quite see. And in conjunct is an odd angle. It's 150 degrees. So if you look at the moment, and you can see also the moon is here, and you can see that in conjunct going on here to the planets up here, Mercury there. And then we got the moon is also trining to Pluto, which is, quite a good one. We got Mars squared Jupiter, Saturn square Uranus, and that's something I want to talk to now. So we got Saturn squaring Uranus, and Saturn is 5 degrees, and it's moving on into that square. So what I would tell you, some dates on this, that this Mars-Saturn square, it happened on the 13th of January, 2021, and that square is going to happen again on the 10th of November, 2021. But by then, Mars will be in a different house. Mars will not be in the sign of Taurus. It would have moved on, but it will square again as it moves this way around the chart. And I can show you that maybe. Then what we have is Mars in Taurus, and for all of us, it's about self-sustainment and self-reliance. So this is for humanity, this is for the collective. And for anybody who has Mars in Taurus, which I do, I'm just coming up to my Mars return that happens every 2 years for everyone. So Mars in Taurus is about self-sustainment, self-reliance, and our value systems, in where we repel others' value systems or society. So collectively, we are repelling others' ideas at the moment, value systems. We're all undecided, or some people are very decided, and with what's going on. So in part, there's individuation occurring there. To become whole, we have to make our own choices and just not follow along with everybody. There can be a need here to be separate and independent, but in that separation is where we become aware of our different types of desires, and then we can self-actualize. So if we're always connected to people, then we never know our own values. It's like if we never left home. If you can imagine, if you were born and you stayed in your family home for the rest of your life, which I'm sure some people do, depending on geographics and such like. It's also about a sustained effort focusing on goals that helps one to evolve to become their true selves. And it's also where, we can use our sexuality in order to, basically transform and transmute. And it's also about emotional and psychological limitations. There can be confrontations here, and there can be violence with this to some degree. The Mars in Taurus has magnetism and creates attraction. So Mars in Taurus is quite an attractive place for it to be. We need to learn the proper authentic use of using our sexuality. And Mars in Taurus is also a need for total connection as well. And we need to embrace the Scorpio, here, and understand why we are the way we are. So if you look, there's 12 houses on in a chart, 12 sections. And if we look at where the Mars is right now, the opposite placement is the sign of Scorpio. So what we're trying to do is understand, Jeff Wolf Green says this, Pluto, he wrote Pluto, Evolutionary School of Astrology. He says, here we need to embrace the Scorpio polarity and understand why we are the way we are. And then Jeff Wolf Green says that we need to get to, this is why I am this way. So instead of, making excuses, I am this way because I am this way. It's more confidence. It's also where we become more aware of others' values and their ways of seeing them. The way other people think is just as important as our own values, which is very hard for us. But the more we evolve, then the more we understand that to be a reality. What we've got, the Mars, also, we got the Mars conjunct Uranus states. We had that on the 20th of January 2021, which was the day of the inauguration in the USA. And the next time that's going to occur will be on the, the 1st of, you don't know, I'm telling you, the next time that will occur will be when Mars will conjunct Uranus, will be on the 1st of August 2022. So there's a long way off there. Then what I want to tell you is that the Saturn-Uranus, which is very interesting, Saturn, which is restriction, Uranus, which is breaking free of limitations, this here is the last time that happened was May the 13th in 2000, the year 2000, May 13, we had Saturn in Uranus, and Saturn was in the sign of Taurus at the time, and Uranus was in Aquarius when that last happened. Saturn takes 29 years to move around the chart, and Uranus takes 84. So if we think that they're both moving at different speeds, but Saturn is faster, so it approaches. The Saturn square Uranus will happen on February the 17th, 2021. And then it will also hit in again on June 14th, 2021. And it will then hit again at the end of the year, which will be December the 24th, 2021. So we're going to have 3 hits of that. So what does transit Saturn-Uranus mean? I mean, this is very textbook, and then I'll go a bit further. It's where we feel a strong desire for personal freedom. We will resist anything that may be limiting us. We will try to resist anything. And at the moment it's applying, yes? So this is the thing, it's applying to. So really it would be, I guess, that applying would mean that Saturn has a bit more power there. Even doing our everyday duties may bother us, and we can see that is going on at the moment. People are having to do because of COVID, our whole structure has been changed as well, how we have to deal with our groceries and things. We have to wash our food, we have to wear masks, we have to do social distancing, and we want to break free of limitations, breaking free of limitations. We may therefore be temperamental, and we may act harshly, and we may be impatient, but we want to try to approach things wisely and release our tension. So we have to be responsible for releasing our intention. There's nobody going to come and save us. It's like, how am I going to release my own tension? If we don't deal with our tension in a healthy way, then it can make us unwell. So really take that on board. Just look after yourself, work out. We can still do things even though we're in lockdown. And I realize it's different for everybody. So I'm not bypassing anybody's reality that's having a really harsh time, because this is about geographics as well. And also situations that we are in, I mean, then we've got Saturn square the Uranus it occurs about every 14 years, and it can bring about change that we don't want. It can make it harder to make the kind of changes we do want, and it can be very frustrating, unexpected changes. But it doesn't have to be like that. So if we remain open-minded and we're patient and flexible, and we look at challenges in a different way, then we can turn those challenges into opportunities, and to rid ourselves of negative thinking, and restrictive, limiting thinking. We have to use our minds, at this time, and we don't want to force things. And we want to, adapt to changing conditions. We have no choice but to do that. But, that doesn't just mean because of that Uranus and wants to break free of limitations, we just do things in a sensible way. Because there may be things that are no longer working in our life that are for our best interests anymore. Pre-COVID, I would say that life was not, that fantastic for us anyway, for most of us, running around like headless chickens from, our jobs and relationships, and, that was not happiness. So a lot of people have had the ability to spend a lot of time at home and do a lot of inner child work. So it's this is the collective, and this is the chart showing this, particularly with that Pluto that's going to be leaving. Pluto will be leaving the sign of Capricorn, and it's been there since, I think, 2007, 2008. So we don't want to resist change at this time, and we don't want to overreact. We need to have a considered and be patient and consider things and look at our responsibilities. And it can be a challenging time if we, you know, if we're relying on breakthroughs, you know, we want to look at we can have a lot of intuitive insights at this time. And if we want to get to some, you know, look at our creative blocks and take new approaches and things like that. So, you know, we may feel a bit oppressed at the moment, but it's not going to last forever. And the Saturn square Uranus dates, again, February, actually, I think I said Mars just now, but we got the Saturn square Uranus dates. So February the 14th, 2021, June the 14th, 2021, and then December 24th, 2021. So then I think that's it for today. That's what we were looking at. So I hope this is helpful and gives you some guidance out there. And reach out, look at my videos on, you know, the work I'm doing on the Pete Walker Complex PTSD stuff for your childhood stuff as well that I upload. That's great stuff. And thanks for watching. Catch you later.